Yeah.
I'm going to start with you. You've been called a whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
cruelty-free artistry.
Right. There's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think...
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. He's the Judas.
Do you think that if
Go
he's
ahead,
cornered in the way that he's
Hakeem,
been
pause real
now,
quick.
that he
Pause
may
real
All
quick,
right,
start
Hakeem.
pause. All right,
revealing things
just
about other
pause. Just
people?
pause.
He has.
So as you can see, Jaguar Wright, she's been in the industry. You gotta know her. She used to be a singer. She's been in the industry for a long time, and she named the top people as in Harvey Weinstein, Robert R. Kelly, Jeff Epstein, Diddy, and she added that Jay-Z is one of the worst peoples out there as well. So, and people think people think that she's telling the truth, but also people think like she's a conspiracy theorist and everything because she has the other interviews, talk about her conspiracy theories when it comes to the industry and everything. And this right when she was on Pierce Morgan, so she's trying to hook her out. So, go ahead, Hakeem. I'm talking with you first. Then we're gonna play the clip because I want to play the Beyonce one. Because you're talking about Beyonce. So, how you feel about her naming the 5 people who are comparatively seen them as the devil when it comes into Hollywood?
I think she has mental problems. I don't know why nobody never fact checked anything she says. I'm surprised there's not no lawsuits or defamation of character thing going on here. I'm just so surprised. I think people just
Because she
see
might be telling the truth.
or they might not see it's worth it. A lot of the stuff just sounds very salacious.
Right.
Like it's too unreal to believe it. Like, come on, man. And like if they wanted Jay-Z and all these people, like they way they snatched up Puffy, they would snatch up a lot of people. So we be like, she's putting things on people jackets. They do this and that. I'm saying, hey, you can't give us a time, date, a place. There's no record. You have no evidence. You're just making statements. This is why I hate this internet era. Anybody could go say, he did this to me, and there's no information on it. We're just going on speculation. A lot of people are making jokes on Puffy, jokes on Robert Kelly, jokes on a lot of these guys. We haven't even seen no court dockets or anything or actual evidence. No evidence, but we just going off what people say on the internet and what people who used to work for people saying that might be disgruntled that they don't have no money. I don't want to put nothing on nobody's jacket that's not true. A lot of people calling this man an S trafficker. He's doing this. He's forcing people to do that. I just know he was a freak off boy.
But here's my thing. My thing is why they always have to put Jay-Z in every form of conspiracy. Jay-Z right now is quiet. He don't have anything to do with it. I'm just waiting for what she's gonna say about Beyonce. But at the same time, P. Diddy have a dark past. Everybody already knew about it. Everybody knew about P. Diddy since the 90s.
Yep.
But they stripped it underneath the rug. Now, I'm not gonna lie, R. Kelly was new to me, even though they had a freaky video, but everybody usually had a blind eye towards R. Kelly as well. Epstein, not too much. And Weinstein, another one. Everybody had a blind eye to that too. So it's just crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, Hakeem. Sometimes they always say the crazy person, sometimes be always the right person. So even though she may be crazy, she might be telling some form of truth somewhere. That's why she haven't gotten a lawsuit. Think about it.
Think of this, Hakeem. Remember at the beginning, who started this? Cat Williams.
Yep.
On that Shannon Sharp
He did.
interview. And a lot of people thought he was crazy. And that word say this year we're gonna see a lot of people gonna go get caught. It's gonna be turned down, and he's been right ever since. And a lot of people think Cat Williams is crazy. He got screwed loose. Loose.
Correct.
Same thing with Jaguar Wright. I feel like she's got screwed loose and everything. I feel like she's a conspiracy theorist. I mean, can it could be true? Sure. Can it be alleged? Absolutely. But I think for her, I think the thing is like how she knows how she could talk to a crowd, especially on Pierce Morgan's show, because you can tell how Pierce Morgan answered the questions and she's like talking slowly and how she talks to the crowd like she's like she's the victim and everything, how to talk to the victim voice. So she's know how to talk to the crowd. And she could and be her. I think she's conspiracy theorist. She know how to name people and how she threw Jay-Z under the rug, even though Jay-Z's so quiet and everything. So and it gets crazy. But go ahead, King. Play back to the clip because I want her to talk more about Beyonce. And after that, I sent you to Beyonce's IG, and I want to show you the comments that Beyonce fans have talked to her about. So go ahead and finish.
Has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the Black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties, what were they like?
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record deal. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz. The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes. I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging, putting girls in the suitcases, dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of, this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
Everyone knows. And every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. The whole point of this, like Cat Williams said when he sat with Shay Shay earlier this year, the whole point of this is for them in a coordinated effort to pretend like none of it is real for the public's perception. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy. See, people keep looking at him like he's the Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We got to stop making Diddies. And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further, the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically, and Clive Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Look, Clive Davis is not here to respond to that, nor is Jay-Z. But a lot of people, famous people in the music industry, have been notable, like I say, by their silence so far. It's also been notable that since the Me Too campaign began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Since Me Too began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter, a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
So with that comment, because she went viral, and go to Beyonce's Instagram page. I just sent it to Hakeem. And if you go to her first picture, if you could look at these comments. Like here's one comment. I'm reading to you right now. One comment says, "I'm scared. I didn't think Beyonce at my graduation." One comment says, "Why does she still have 300 million followers?" One comment says, "World hates you." One comment says, "I never liked you." One says, "Unfollowed." One comment says, "She knows," pretending like nothing is happening. "I forgot to thank Beyonce when I finished my homework." They said, "She knows." She said, one says, "Guess who is jealous of Adele?" Beyonce. If you look up, if y'all go to Beyonce's Instagram, it's nothing but negative comments and everything that used to be Beyonce fans. Like it's like almost hundreds of comments. This comments like throwing up. This one says, "Justice for those who are no more." Like this Diddy stuff, this changed to another level. Like there's a lot of these fans are turning against, their idol as in Beyonce and everything, and it's crazy right now. But go ahead, Ronnie. What you think about how with this Diddy situation, how this is opening a Pandora's box that Jay-Z is getting it, Beyonce is getting it, R. Kelly's getting it. Majority, a lot of people in Hollywood's getting it, and the thing is like somebody mentioned LeBron James, they gonna attack LeBron James on Instagram and all that type of thing. So, what's your take on that?
I find it to be laughable because at the same time they're gonna try to find someone else to blame instead of trying to find the main culprit of it all. The Epstein letter. It was like who was on that list? So they use once again they're using PD as a scapegoat. So they're just trying to say, hey, let's blame Beyonce, let's blame Jay-Z, let's blame this, but they never did Epstein yet. Why Epstein situation never have this type of uproar, but P Diddy don't have the major uproar right now at this moment. And remember keeping in mind, Jordan and Hakeem, the list was supposed to be revealed this year. The year's was out.
That's true.
But right now, everybody's focused on the P. Diddy's list. Who's on it? P. Diddy, he's not even compared to Epstein, like the type of character. the caliber of them two is on a two different levels, two different playing field. So that's what I'm trying to show you. But everybody already know that this case, even if when it does go to trial, it's gonna be a closed case. Pretty much, the social media and the media will not be involved. Everything gonna be speculation. Watch what I tell you. It's not gonna be live. They're not gonna live this case. No, it's gonna be closed. It's gonna be a closed case, and that's when certain names gonna be revealed, but they're not gonna say whose name. They're not gonna do that. No. So right now, everybody's speculating. And then with the Beyonce friends, they just go by emotion. They'll be back by tomorrow. It's Queen B. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I honestly feel like, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope whoever's watching this, you have Jaguar Wright on your show, you lost credibility. Piers Morgan is a world-renowned journalist. Robert Murdoch himself, when Pierce was just young, made him an editor. Like, you know what I mean? You speak very well, went to some of the best schools, and you had the Meghan Markle situation. But for you to have that, I say, I hope you're not trying to get views, Pierce, because I've respected you prior before this. Excellent interviewer, excellent debater, excellent question asking, but you get somebody from the depths of YouTube trash. I said it. She's a clickbait person. People don't, but this is why fact checking needs to be that. This is what they did to JD Vance at the thing. And he was, you know what I mean, scrambling like two eggs. You know what I'm saying? But and this is what I'm saying. Like, I want us to be very, very cognizant of who we listening to. And see, hey, are they really talking that? Her, Gene Deal, all these people who make these salacious comics and salacious statements, we still haven't seen paperwork. We've seen don't get me wrong, there's a 57-page indictment. 57 page that Puffy had on it, and we didn't see none of that. Some of the stuff she talked about. They got him hemmed up for a lot of stuff. And don't forget, this is the judicial system we talking about. They can lock you up for whatever, and then you got to fight your case to see what you see what happened to Irv Gotti and them. They gave him a RICO charge, and they had to spend $10 million to prove that there was no dealings between him and Supreme McGuff. So there's a lot of nuances on a lot of these things. And when